This is a story of an 18-year-old black man, Jamaican descendant, whose life was taken on the streets of London in 1993. 32 years later, finally, one of the men that took his life confessed to say, "I was there." Let's talk about this. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Miss Subbies. What me waganis dim? Wagwan, everybody. Hope everybody's enjoying their weekend so far. And if this is your first time coming to this channel, please stop, subscribe, click on the notification bell, click all, so that when I drop the video, guys, you get the call. So, guys, I don't know if you can remember years ago, 32 years ago to be exact, Stephen Lawrence, son of Jamaican parents, his life was taken on the streets of Eltham in London. Yeah. He was an 18-year-old black British citizen from Plumstead, South London. His life was taken in a racially motivated attack while waiting for a bus in Wellhall Road, Eltham, on the evening of the 22nd of April, 1993. The case became an international sensation. Fallouts included changes of attitude on racism and the police, and to the law and police practice. It also led to the partial revocation of the rules against double jeopardy. 2 of the perpetrators were convicted for the unaliving of Stephen on January the 3rd, 2012. Yes, guys, this is also an example to show you where cases can be dropped when you don't have the evidence, but you know that the perpetrators are guilty. And what you have to do is go out there, reevaluate the whole situation, and go for them again. So, guys, I remember this one, 1993. Yes, I remember when this came about this boy in the streets, life taken because he was black. It was very scary times over here in London. Very, very scary times, guys. And by, they did arrest 5 people. 5 people. And in the end, all 5 of them were released. Case drop. I don't even think it went to court. Same thing. Not sure. Can't remember. Comment below. But at first, I'm not sure if it went into... No, it went into court. I believe it went into court. And all 5 of them got off. Case closed. But this boy, this man, Stephen Lawrence, his mother, she fought this case. She fought the case for years and years and years and years. Yeah. This case was phenomenal, guys. I think the documentary on it is on Netflix. You can go and listen to the whole thing. When the mother carried on, she created a movement, and it took years. A movement cannot change anything. in 60 days or a year. It took years. You see, when they got convictions, 2012. But remember what I said, 5 of them went to court. Case drop. They walk free. They nearly riot in the UK, you know, guys. How they didn't riot in the UK over Stephen Lawrence, I don't know. But years and years and years later, after they let those 5 guys free, they changed the people who were investigating this case. They brought in some of the top dog Scotland Yard police, and they got a whole new team together. Because I've watched the documentaries, guys, over and over, lots of different ones. They've got the documentaries with the police talking, the police who cracked the case. Yeah. They got a whole new team of police, and it was top secret. This team of police could not tell anyone else in the police force what they were working on or what they found. Yeah. You have to go and watch the documentaries. And years later, 2 of the guys, they were able to get back and send them to court. And they were convicted of taking the life of Stephen Lawrence. You know how they got them back to court? People are saying that when cases are dropped, like in some stories I have been running for the last 3-4 months, when case drop, people are innocent. No. You have to go back out there and find the evidence. And the evidence was there, guys. The evidence was there. They still had all, evidence found at the scene. They still had the clothing of Stephen Lawrence. They had the clothing of some of these guys accused. They still had them under lock and key and put away. Years and years later, when DNA and forensics had evolved, and they found a droplet, minuscule, microscopic droplet of Stephen's blood on one of these perpetrators' jackets. Yes. And his mum fought and fought and fought the law. And they overturned the drop case. She changed law in England because, did you know, when you go to trial and you're found not guilty, they cannot try you again for the same crime. It's called double jeopardy. And it's not allowed, or it wasn't allowed. Stephen Lawrence's mum, I believe her name is Doreen, she made history. She's even been knighted now by the Queen of England. She was commended for the work, what she put in, the fight, what she done for her son and for others, and for racism in Britain, and to get creeps like these off the streets. She changed the law. That's what movements do. Change the law. We have a movement here in YouTube called the Purple Heart Movement for essay on children. People out there say the movement is crap, and we're doing it for the views. We're doing it just for attention. We're doing it to tear down a family. No. There's a root cause. And there's people in this world that need to be taken off the streets. locked up so that people can live happily and in a safe environment. Doreen Lawrence changed the law. Yeah. To be honest, guys, I'm not sure if she goes by the surname of Lawrence anymore. But the pressure of the case, it brought divorce to her and her husband years later. I believe they did divorce, and I believe the father is now not alive. Yeah. Double jeopardy, the law was changed. I remember that day when they brought these men back to court. It was in Elephant and Castle, I'm so sure. They brought them back to court and they were walking up the ramp going round. And the whole heap of England people, them, black, white, Chinese, the streets were packed. I was watching it on the news. The streets were packed. And how a riot never break out, I don't know. Hats off to them. They done their movement without any violence. Although it was violence that took this young man's life at 18. It was him and his friend, and the friend had to run for his life. The friend never died or anything. Stephen Lawrence, your name will never die. It lives on, lives on, lives on. And as sad as it was that you lost your life, they say things happen for a reason. There's a reason at the end. Stephen Lawrence's name, his life, the taking of his life, changed law in England to say, even if a case is dropped, you see when there is cause to reopen, reinvestigate, they can come for you again. Yes, the double jeopardy law was amended. Yes. So what's happened now, guys? On the 21st of March, 25, I saw in the paper that this man, Norris Cole, one of the two that was jailed for life, for taking his life, has finally confessed, only to say, I was there. Right? But he denies actually using the knife, what took Stephen's life. Because these guys wouldn't admit they were there. They've been not, as far as I know, they've been pleading not guilty. Just like the man in Florida, they've been pleading not guilty for 32 years. But you know what happened, innit? It must be parole time. Time to get out of there. So this guy's going to confess he was there, but he wasn't holding the knife. So maybe he's ready to throw his friends under the bus. Because guys, when first time the case got dropped, we came to hear, and this is not alleged, it's out there in Netflix coming out the police their mouth. Yeah. The first set of police was corrupt, allegedly. They were corrupt, guys. Yeah. The first set of police, somewhere down the line, were friends with some of these perpetrators' parents and family. And some of these perpetrators' parents and family, they were like gangland people, gangster type people, underworld. Yeah? Yeah? England have it, you know? Like English mafia. And they had police on their payroll, allegedly, but that's what's out there. And they had police on their payroll, and so nobody was working to solve the case for Stephen, and this is how the case got dropped. Just like the story we've been running in Florida. Nobody was working for the little girl, so the case got dropped. It's a completely different story, but the mix is there. Yeah? This is to show you that what's done in the dark must come to the light one day, so long as the movements don't stop, so long as you have people that continue the fight. Huh? This man died in 1993. 1993, they took his life, and the convictions did not happen until 2012. How about that? Do the maths, guys. Do the maths. Years and years and years and years. 19 years later, Stephen Lawrence's family, his mother, had to wait 19 years later to get a conviction. But you know why the road also took so long? The law had to change. Them changed law, you know. Got to the highest high courts. Stephen's mother now take no for an answer. Yeah? Because guess what? Just like the man in Florida, these men were there bare-faced, walking around chest high. Got away with it. Stephen Lawrence's mum was not having it. Yeah. This shows you a mother also sticking up for her child. She's not going to enable these people to get away with taking the life of her son. So this guy, and I ain't even really read what he's saying. All I saw is I was there, but I'm not the one that done it. Yeah. He's coming up for parole. Now asks Christ. And he's ready to talk to, so the parole board frees him. But look upon him. Look at him. Should he be freed? Drop a comment below. Does he deserve to be freed now because he done his 25 years? Because you got some donkeys out there that would say, he done the crime, he done the time. The law says free him. Yeah. But this case shows you how you can fight law. You can change law. Yeah. He should never be freed. Life for a life. He's lucky he's still alive. Free to walk the streets now. Who's going to will he be safe? Will he be safe? And will we be safe? Huh? When he comes out and rolls back into that life where he was coming from, same mindset. Can a mindset of a racist man change? Can the mindset of a PDF change? Huh? How these two stories got mixed, I don't know, but I didn't plan it. But there's similarities. Similarities. So, I'm going to look out for this story. I hope if anybody sees any updates on these stories, guys, any of my wagonists, my viewers, please drop me a line on the OMGG number through to the OMGG tablet. Because me want to know if him will get parole. 2 of them got convicted. This one saying I was there, but I was not the one that used the knife. So he's already thrown the other one under the bus. He's already thrown the other one under the bus to say then, well, it was him holding the knife. Because remember, none of them have admitted it. But remember, there were 3 others that were not convicted. And if I know British police are the best police, you know. Yeah. You got corrupt people in all kind of life. But you see, when it comes to the real policing, British police, Jamaican have to fly them out, make Kingfisher, yeah, for try catch all the drug lord them out there. Yeah. America calling Scotland Yard when them can crack a case. They will call them over there to come help them. And if I know the English police, this man shouldn't be getting any parole until he talk up on the 3 other people also. He needs to talk up on the 3 other people that got away. Right? Because if only one done the actual unaliving and he got sent down, the people who were with that one and helped, because they beat them, beat up the boys and took a knife and took Stephen's life, and the other boy was able to run. Right? They're all involved, and the other 3, they ain't, Stephen ain't had justice from them yet. Those 3 that never got nothing, I'm sure it's just these 2. Yeah. You can go and read up on this, guys, and go and see what the whole case was about. Because look, this is years and years and years. Listen to this, guys. I'm going to read this bit. After the February 1997 inquest returned a verdict of unlawful killing, the front page of the Daily Mail labelled all 5 suspect murderers and instructed them to sue if the assumption was wrong. Lawrence's parents and numerous political figures praised the Daily Mail for taking a potential financial risk of this on the front page. Because you know what happened, guys? The 5 guys, right? They were able to keep their anonymity at first. That's how you say it. They were anonymous. No one ever knew their name. No one ever knew what they looked like. I remember this, And the Daily Mail got all 5 of their face and put it on front page and said, if you never do it, sue us. The Mail accuses these men. The Mail accuses these men of the killing. If we are wrong, let them sue us. I remember that. And they couldn't sue them, guys. They couldn't sue them. The 5 suspects, they refused to answer questions and claiming privilege against self-incrimination. Yeah? This is after originally all of them had been set free, Yeah? I'm trying to find what happened to the other 3 people. Yeah. Because when you go into it, guys, these are guys that had previously been known to have stabbed people, you know. They had been known to use knife on people, black people. They were known in the area. So from day one, people knew and the finger pointed towards them. But because of corruption, lies, not getting the right support, they walked. Case drop. Does that mean they were not guilty? No. Guilty as sin. So guys, I'll tell you what was one sad thing. Stephen Lawrence's parents were so disappointed in the UK, right? For what happened to their son and the support they got after, and these guys being able to be free for years before they was convicted, before they had to overturn a whole double jeopardy law. And they took their son's body and took him back to Jamaica to be buried. And do you know that in Jamaica, they vandalised Stephen Lawrence's grave? They vandalised his grave. What were they looking for in there? I don't know. These parents, his mother, decided to exhume his grave and bring him back to the UK, where he was born. What a disgrace. At the end of it, his own people, their own people, vandalized that man's grave. Yes. But anyway, guys, like I was saying, if you hear anything else and notice I ain't post nothing, drop me a line, please, on the OMGG phone tab. And we'll see if these guys are going to get parole and what is the story. I will definitely listen out for it and give you an update. Stephen Lawrence can't pass me. I was young. I was fully adult, fully mature when this happened. Yeah. So guys, like, subscribe, share this video, subscribe to the channel. I could have missed bits. I know I can add a lot more. I am sure this is on Netflix if you want to go and watch that version. I also watched a version, and it could be the Netflix one. If you see this kind of chubby-faced police officer, them is top-notch police. They come on other shows as well, because we have a crime channel that comes on every night. So they come on other shows as well, and he's top-notch, that policeman that worked on these crimes. These policemen were also involved when the Brixton riots was around, guys. There's 2 detective police, they're retired now and everything, that you see sometimes in the crime shows for the UK, telling you the real deal. Yeah, the Scotland Yarders. So yes, the moral of all this video here, and my little moral at the end is, if you start a movement, don't give up. If you know you're right, do not give up. Yeah? And along with those movements, there's going to be millions of stories, millions of reviews and reactions, and people giving their opinions on things. And you're going to have people like Doreen Lawrence, Stephen's mum, who will never give up. Never give up. She's alive and kicking and everything, and she will not be going to her grave knowing she never fight for her son. Yeah? Awesome. Hats off to that lady. She got knighted, you know, from the Queen. I can't remember if I MBE, OBE, which one she got. But she's Lady Lawrence, me think. Lady Doreen Lawrence now. She get label on her name, Lady. Yeah? So don't give up on no movement, guys, when you know it's right. Especially when it involves people's young children. He was 18. This is racial attack. Then you got DV on women from men. And then you got SA on children that can't speak up, children that can't prove what happened to them, children made to live back in the house with their perpetrators, children that have parents that do not fight for them, that enable more danger for their life. Yeah. Don't give up on the movements. Keep going. Because if you are right, one day, what's done in the dark will come to light. I hope you were interested in this little story time, guys. Like up the video, as I said, subscribe, share out the channel. We'll keep up with this story. I want to know if these guys come out to walk back in our London streets. That me one, because 3 others have not paid for their part in the crime. And I could go on and on and on and on. So until next time, guys, I'm out.